Okay, I'm gonna get another seltzer before we go on. Okay.
Great. All right.
I think people just don't know how, that
Ask
it's.
for help.
What?
Ask for help.
Yeah, that too. I was gonna say also, people expect things to be easy with tech, but that's not actually a skill set that any of us have inherently.
Ooh. Okay. It could just be us talking to each other, so let's do it.
Okay. I'm gonna go live in. Let's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everybody,
We're here.
we're here.
I'm Karen.
I'm Stacy.
This is Sinson was here. We are very excited to be here with you. We put a lot of effort into this episode,
So
Stacey.
much.
So much, so much. The entire hour that we spent talking, where a lot of it was actually spent talking about cheese, but still an hour. So,
You can't hear Karen so well. Let me see if I can fix that.
maybe I can make myself louder. Oh, you know what? I know it. Is it me? I think I know.
I turned your meter up, so that should help.
Okay, cool. All right. So, there, Stacey, let us explain why. We should probably explain why today is the day it is. Shall we?
Yeah, to get started.
Yeah. Um, so I know personally, I've just been like swamped with work stuff and whatever, and we were supposed to talk about Stevie today. We were supposed to
Yeah.
have a conversation. But you know, life. Stacey, what's up with you?
I mean, I've been busy. I've been exhausted. I got my second dose of the vaccine last week, which was great, but it killed my weekend. Um, and then I was playing catch up at work, and it's been like not the best week for my concentration. And then today I had doctor's appointments, and I'm exhausted. So I woke up from a nap and rolled over here. What about you, Karen?
I basically rolled out of the dust pile that is my bed, my apartment, and like into this little slightly cleaned area so that we can do this. So,
So, yesterday, when we were talking about how neither of us were fully ready for us to do Stevie justice,
right,
because Stevie is truly part of the heart and soul of this show,
exactly.
we decided to figure out something that was not no prep, but lower prep. So, we are in costume today. It fits our theme. Our theme today is food of Schitt's Creek, but more specifically, cheese.
Episode season 2, episode 2. Thank you. We today's clothing theme is actually the roses go to Cafe Tropical. You know,
And
for like
we
lunch.
overdressed for Cafe Tropical.
Also, I just got a dress from ASOS, and there's nowhere I can wear it because we're in a pandemic. So here we are. All right. So oh,
I
yes.
put on my fancy lipstick.
I did too. I feel good about that. All right. So, hey, Dara. All right. So, season 2, episode 2 is also the one where they fold in the cheese, or rather, they don't. They do not. So I know I went back and watched this because we're gonna argue about this recipe in a little bit. But we wanted to talk. In watching this again, Stacey, there were a couple of things that I noticed. The first thing that happens is at the beginning of the episode is when um, Alexis runs in and she's looking for her yogurt. It's already like a dairy themed show before we even
Oh.
get anything. Yes.
I
So
mean, I just watched this like 2 weeks ago and I didn't make that connection.
yeah. And then the next time you see Johnny, he is in Cafe Tropical. He's making an order. I don't remember what he ordered because he was bugging Twilight so much. And I think that was actually the point of it. But there's clearly like a food theme running through this.
Right.
All right. So in watching it, I also felt for Jocelyn because when Moira comes to her house and she tries to commandeer her kitchen, all I can think is, hell no. Hell no. You do not walk into someone's kitchen and go, hey, can I just be here? That is not proper etiquette anywhere. I'm just letting you know, if you think you're gonna walk in my kitchen ever without me just offering.
Right, no. Like you can say like, can I come over and cook you something?
Yes.
Can I come over and we cook something?
Yes. It would help your case a lot if I find you attractive, but also if I like you as a person.
Right.
But
like
you're not gonna walk in and just be like, here's my, can I use your kitchen? And then just barrel through. And then the nerve to say that it was not clean. I was like, how dare you?
Oh, Moira. Oh, Moira. Hey, Lauren.
No.
So,
I have to drink.
So one thing that we noticed when we were talking about food is how often food-centric episodes revolved around cheese. Like, so we have the episode that we're talking about, which we have our epic, we're folding in the cheese. We're just folding in the cheese. You just fold in the cheese. Just fold it in. We're going to say that a lot. But we've got Jocelyn's cheese fondue.
Yes. Seasoned by Roland's hands.
We did not bring a picture for you.
Cheese ball.
Cheese ball? Yeah. Her legendary cheese ball.
Yes. It is legendary.
We've got the mozzarella sticks that deflate when you walk out the door.
Yes. There's the goat cheese on Heather's farm.
Mm-hmm. Heather's legendary goat cheese.
It's a lot of legends.
Yeah, legends.
Creek. And it's all dairy. These must be some really gassy people. It's just my thought. I mean, I guess maybe not everybody gets gassy over dairy, but
cheese transcends class. I mean, yeah. Everybody that can eat cheese grows up. Yeah, like all cultures, a lot of cultures, even if they don't have a lot of dairy, have some form of cheese.
I mean, because burrata is good stuff.
Yeah.
Clear.
Like soft cheeses, cottage cheeses.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a big cheese person, so I keep like to the side, like things that are maybe not as like stinky or heavy or hard. I'm not crazy about hard cheeses, but unless
I do love a good cheddar.
In certain things, cheddar is the way to go. I get it.
And I like Swiss. I mean, I like cheese. Yeah. I'm also very lactose intolerant. Farmer's cheese exists in so many cultures. Yes, like we could go on about cheese forever, but we're going to talk about some specific cheese.
Okay. Are we ready to fold the cheese?
Are we ready to fold the cheese? We can be ready to fold the cheese. So let's set the stage before we go into the recipe.
Okay. Am I setting the stage? Is that okay?
I tried when I was resetting this up, like 15 minutes ago. I tried very hard not to look at the recipe because I thought it would be funnier if we discussed the recipe without me having seen it. So, Karen, I want you to introduce this.
Okay. So, the episode revolves around Adelina's enchiladas. The Roses realize that none of them can cook, or at least 3 of them say they cannot cook. I think Johnny pretends to cook, but he clearly cannot. But Moira claims that she can, and that she cooked their enchiladas for them all the time, which on the surface does not sound like truth if you've ever listened to anything that Moira said. Enchiladas. I feel like I'm not even saying it right because I've heard her say it so often. But the children, and Johnny would never speak up because he loves his wife and he knows better. But the children, and by children I mean the grown adults that live next door to them. say that they actually believe that it is Adelina's recipe. Adelina being their maid, I guess, or housekeeper, and that she would cook for them all the time. So now it is a competition, but Moira is saying that this is her family recipe and she will cook it. She will cook it for them to prove it, which they all get that look on their faces when you see the fish at the fish market and it looks a little slimy, but someone buys it anyway, and you're just like, this seems like a bad idea. That's the looks on their faces. So she tells David that he has to do this with her. There, she goes over and she commandeers Jocelyn's house. We already know how I feel about this. Um, then they go to cook.
Okay, recipe time.
What is the recipe time? Hold on, let me pull it up. So I went to Isabel Eats. It is isabeleats.com.
Okay.
Isabel is she's Mexican, so I was like, this is probably a better choice than like, I don't know, Betty Crocker. Um, I personally do not cook enchiladas. I'm just gonna keep saying it like that. I'm sorry. It's just stuck now.
So when I suggested that we order or make our own enchiladas on screen, Karen was not into it. I almost did it anyway for myself because I love enchiladas, even if they make me feel like my stomach is boiling on the inside. I love it so much.
I'm not saying I don't love them. I'm just saying I'm not making them, and I've not made them because the good Lord made restaurants for a reason.
But you get your buy pre-made enchilada sauce.
I guess, but I also want like to support the local economy, support your local restaurant.
Okay, we have a recipe though.
All right, so here's the recipe. So the first thing she does is she pulls out the things that she believes that you need. You've got tortillas. You can use the store-bought corn tortillas or flour. Isabel, I think, is my kind of people because she's also like, you could also make your own. So, and I imagine like her just like grinding corn, and I'm just like, Isabel's my people. I'm just like, let's make the ketchup first, and we'll put it all together. If I can be extra, I'm extra.
Oh yeah.
Then,
Yeah, I mean, like, I'd get out a tortilla press and just like make them. Still want to order them. Okay.
This will not get better as we go through this.
No, it's not going to. Okay. Well, when we start talking about the roses enchiladas, it'll get better.
I have theories. All right. So then she says that you need the enchilada sauce. So she highly recommends making your own sauce because once again, Isabel and I are here. But she's got quick and easy Tex-Mex version, which is made from chili powder, tomato paste, and broth. And in her family, they also use dried chilies and Mexican chocolate, which is awesome. Sorry.
Is that like a mole versus a ranchero sauce?
I think so. So it sounds actually like it's a red sauce. So when I looked it up, there's some red enchilada sauces and there are green enchilada sauces, and we're gonna get to what happened with the roses after we do this. So then there's shredded chicken that you put in. There was one recipe I saw that I completely discounted because they said you could boil your chicken and then shred it and put it in. And I was like, we have nothing to talk about. You decided that boiled chicken was the way you were going to go with this, and we have nothing to discuss.
Okay, but also I'm reading this now, and she says if you don't have time, buy a rotisserie chicken, and that is an incredibly economically and just like time-friendly thing to do. If you need just like some plain chicken and you don't have time to cook, or honestly if you don't want to cook it, get a rotisserie chicken. Find a place that makes good rotisserie chicken and get it there. It's actually going to be cheaper than making your own, and it's probably going to be pretty fucking delicious.
But if you boil it, you just well say you've given up on life.
Well, right. I mean we could make soup.
Soup, yes. What if you boil chicken in soup? It's because it's chicken soup.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna throw.
I know.
You are throwing chicken into some water with a little bit of. Because let's be honest, if you are boiling chicken, your use of spices is not enough. Because you need a lot of spice in boiled water to make that chicken taste like something.
I'm just trying to figure out like what about this has any redeeming quality, because like you can make a fairly like simple flavorless roasted chicken breast if you don't want flavor.
If you don't want, I mean, yes. If you, I don't know what to say to you if you don't want flavor, but yes, I get. You know what? Sometimes you're not feeling that great.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get it. Though, if you're not feeling that great and you are boiling your chicken for enchiladas, I feel like you're making a lot of bad choices.
A lot
So
of bad choices.
these things don't go together. All right. Then she goes on to say you need some shredded cheese, just shredded, re-shredded Mexican cheese. I do like the coats around it. So she likes, if you're looking to go super authentic, she's got, aguaca and asadero. Then she tells us how to make it.
Okay.
So we're gonna go over this recipe and then we're gonna talk about the roast. So preheat your oven to 350, which is pretty standard. In a large bowl, you'll combine the shredded chicken, the enchilada sauce, seasoned salt and pepper to taste. Please actually season your food, people. Season your food. All right. You warm the tortillas in the microwave for a minute, flipping them halfway. You can also do this on the stove. And you assemble them, which is all good. All good. I'm not gonna get deep into this. Isabel has done all the work, and I'm not gonna take her glory. And then you pour the remaining enchilada sauce over them with some cheese, bake it for 20 minutes, you're good to go. She claims that she actually makes this maybe like once a week. And that when she was growing up, her family would make it once a week. So it's not a difficult recipe.
And
which brings us back to the recipe.
And just like noting, you can replace the chicken really with anything you want. I have made cheese or cheese and black bean enchiladas many times. I am capable of making my own sauce. Normally this is like I need something quick and need to not order takeout kind of thing for me. So I'll get like a can of sauce or something. But point being, it's an easy to make delicious meal.
Yes. But then when you see the roses in the kitchen, which we probably should have done a picture of, but that's not where we are today. No. So you see we're just not there today. That's not where we are. We're going to be where we are. You see the roses in the kitchen, and they have destroyed Jocelyn's kitchen. Like when you look behind them, the microwave is open. There's stains in the microwave, and it's like, how did you do that? And David is over whites. He's stirring white sauce. He's actually stirring white sauce, and then that is when Moira looks at the recipe and she goes, "And now you fold in the cheese." To which neither one of them knows what that means. He's like, "Well, is it half? Like, do you fold it in half? What do you do?" I know what folding means but
yeah, this was also like, I was like, it really is what it is. It's what it sounds like. You put it in, and you fold it over.
Exactly. But I guess if you don't actually cook, you don't actually fold. So they go through it. David decides, of course, David, who is actually wearing a rose patterned apron in this scene, gets annoyed, walks away, and Moira asks, "What does burning smell like?" So I have a theory. I think that it is set up that this is actually Adelina's recipe, but I think Moira is not lying here. I think it's actually her recipe.
You mean because why would there be a bechamel sauce in traditional enchiladas?
Yeah. That is part one. I mean, she also has the recipe in her hand, but also the fact that they are using a white sauce that does not quite seem like traditional.
Are they making like a lasagna?
Well, no, you can actually do that. There are recipes for white sauce enchiladas, but strangely, they all seem to be on pages where like the mom maybe like saw something and was just like, "Oh, I saw this, but I wanted something different." And let's just say that it's not like authentically Mexican. Let's go with that. So I actually think this might be her family's recipe. Now, there's a chance that she gave the recipe to Adelina to make, and Adelina actually made it decently. Also, it's interesting, though, that they say fold in the cheese because all of the recipes that I saw basically have you put the sauce down, and then you sprinkle the cheese across it. So I did a deep dive on enchiladas. It was either that or finish the work that I was supposed to be doing today. And you know what I was going to do. So what can I say? Exactly. You're making a roux. You have to make a roux, and then that's it. You make a roux-based mac and cheese without melting the cheese into the roux. Basically, that's it. So when you finally see the enchiladas at the end of the episode, they are darker because they folded in the cheese. Well, actually, they didn't. They just put the cheese in there because she's very clear that she did not fold in the cheese. When he shows her David shows her a video on how to fold, and she's like, "Well, any idiot can do that." And he's like, "Well, did you do that?" And she says, "No." Actually, she nods her head and says, "No." So, but that explains why it is actually the color that it is. I have to say, I'm actually really impressed with the work that was done on the props part of this, because you could have just been like, well, it was a white sauce, or there's no white sauce in this, but there was some actual work done, and the fact that the color came out the color that it would be if you just threw some cheese in there feels right. So that's what I got. I was really ready to argue about this, but you clearly were on the same page with me.
What was I going to argue about?
I just wanted to argue. I'm just in the mood.
Okay. What should we argue about? Chat, we've like exhausted our content in half an hour of a show. We might be ending on time, but help us. What should we argue about?
Oh, let's see.
Which is the best cheese?
Well, as I don't have as much cheese knowledge as you do because I don't eat as much. So most of the time, let's go cheese argument. I generally like a good mozzarella. You know.
Mozzarella. I like a good mozzarella, but I definitely like something with more flavor.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like a really good aged cheddar cheese and fruit wine. We have not tried more fruit wine because
I'm still in recovery.
We were hungover for the entire next day, and it like snuck up on us, and you know, like we were hanging out with people on Zoom after, and we were talking, and like about half an hour in, and neither of us were drinking anymore. We both kind of were like, we feel a little high. And we just were like, okay, sugar, whatever. We're going to drink water. And then as I was going to bed, I was like, I feel a hangover coming on.
It's like you're still like buzzed, high, whatever, and you're experiencing the hangover at the same time.
Yeah, and I was like, it's fine. I drank as much water as I did fruit wine. I'll be fine.
You were never fine.
No.
You were never fine. Ooh, there's a go. Who's that one? I'm not sure who would use that. So, but
never fine with fruit wine.
Exactly. Herbert Linger, you're never fine with fruit wine.
I felt bad for you guys.
You should, because it was the weirdest hangover I've ever had. It was like low.
It wasn't that bad of a hangover, but it wasn't pleasant.
No, and it just stuck around.
Yeah. Like, by like 2/3 of the way through the day, I was like, I'm not finishing this day unless I nap.
Yeah, I gave up. I just gave up. I think I showered. I think that was the best I could do for that day as I showered.
Rate hangovers.
That one is a weird. I've had some good Jameson hangovers.
I mean, my 24th birthday, we went to a tiki bar with other, this is where I'm going. You read my mind, Lauren. We went to a tiki bar. I was in grad school, and I went with a bunch of other October babies with a bunch of our roller derby friends. And we were like, cool, we're drinking. And people were buying me drinks, and I'm like broke. And being like, cool, people are buying me drinks. This is great. And at one point, someone bought us a fishbowl. And me being the economical grad student that I was, said, oh, we didn't finish this. I should finish this. I, at one point, fell asleep on my friend's shoulder at the bar and drooled. At another point, puked in the bathroom. I was supposed to have a slumber party with my friends, but the friend who I slept on was like, I'm going to just take her home. So I got my backpack and went home. And then I was violently hungover the next day, like still puking, headache, couldn't function. And then I woke up the day after that with a mild hangover still.
Whoa, that's impressive. Mine are nowhere near that good. Let's see.
I mean, I'm sure I had like dumbass hangovers when I was in undergrad, but that's like my adult bad hangover story. I probably came close to giving myself alcohol poisoning.
Oh, for I don't remember what year it was. Maybe my 27th birthday, 25th. Basically, too old to have done what I did. I should have known better. Um, I went out with friends. We went to cafeteria. We'd been drinking before then. I was already drunk by the time we got to cafeteria. I threw up in the bathroom of cafeteria. I kept drinking. I cried somewhere. And then, because we were making a lot of bad decisions, I got on the train to go home. And I guess the people I was with were also into bad decision making. So they let me get on the train by myself to go home. And as the sun is coming up, I am on the train blacking out every few minutes. Like I would wake up, black out, wake up, black out. Luckily, there was some guy on the train who was just like, "Sweetheart, let me help you get home," which could have gone very wrong.
Yeah, jeez.
I have no idea how I got home.
Gosh, oh, I have a great and highly relevant House of Yes story.
Ooh, I'm listening.
Where, I mean, I wasn't that drunk, but I was a little drunk. But I went to the House of Yes Purim party in, I guess, 2018. And I'm thinking of it because it's Purim tonight, and how I didn't go to, or 2019, I don't know when I went to this party. Skipped last year's party in 2020 because I said, I'm tired. I'm going to Boston at the end of this week for a roller derby tournament. I shouldn't push myself. That didn't go very well. It got canceled the next day anyway. So, yes. So, yeah, you go to the House of Yes party and get smashed. It's not like you get smashed in a different way. Like I would go to the J. Fredge Purim, and like you don't get smashed there. It's like a big, amazing queer party and Purim spiel. But like the House of Yes party is like, it's just a fucking House of Yes party. But I go there with a non-Jewish friend. I'm dressed as Pikachu because this is my like default costume. I probably should have worn this. At some point, I actually went after derby practice, so I'm like sweaty and smelly. I end up at one point in my sports bra with my Pikachu like tied around my waist because I was just so fucking warm and I didn't bring anything extra. And why didn't we plan a co-op Purim spiel? I don't know. We really should have. I'm like bouncing around to different rooms. I'm like trying to flirt with someone and it's not working, which is also kind of funny. And this must have been 2019. And then at some point in the middle of the night, I'm in like the back room, one of the back rooms at House of Yes, like where like the hot tub would be. Like, and there's a Megillah reading, and I'm just sitting there drinking at House of Yes, and there's a Megillah reading, and it was like the most magical moment to be at this like very traditional Megillah reading in the back of House of Yes.
Oh.
And I was thinking of that as I was sitting on my couch, listening to someone read the Megillah tonight, and thinking, this is so much fun. More fun when I'm drunk at House of Yes. Or just drinking in general. I have like weird Purim stories actually, in general. Like once I went, let's see, wait, what was that? Once I was in Salt Lake City for a friend could renew their driver's license over spring break, and went to a random synagogue in Salt Lake City for Purim. Alone.
How was that?
I was 20. It was fun.
Really?
It was absurd, but it was fun.
I always I'm always like Salt Lake City. I'm never. I am aware that there's more in Salt Lake City than Mormons. I know that that happens, and there's a lot of cool things that happen in Salt Lake City, but it is the first thing that comes to mind.
I've now been to Salt Lake City 3 times in my life.
My best friend lives there.
I mean, 2 of those times were for roller derby tournaments, and one of those times we actually went out to Orem, which, like, is, like, and, like, yeah, there are weird liquor laws, and one of the times I stayed in a house that had a room at the top that slept something like 10 people, because if you have a lot of kids and you're rich.
Yeah.
But it's like a fun city. It's also really pretty.
I heard that. I heard that though they have smog though, right? They have smog issues or something.
Yeah.
Imagine having 10 children. Like, how is your pelvic floor? Honestly. Just, I don't know why that occurs to me. I'm just like, your poor pelvic floor. I love all of them so much, except Charlie. He destroyed my pelvic floor. So.
Oh gosh.
Well, this has been great.
Yeah.
Very.
I thank you all for being here so much.
Really went according to plan.
I've been looking at enchiladas on Seamless. Please tell us what you get.
Yes, please.
I want to be jealous.
Ooh, I think Chavella's near me has oh look, what flavor is it?
I think this one's apricot.
Oh, Chavella's is the best. They sent me a double order of churros the other day. I was so upset because it was just me though, and I was just like, I can't eat 12 churros. So
this one's apricot.
Okay. What else do you have? Apricot, what else?
Raspberry and chocolate.
Ooh, can you? Because I think that raspberry and chocolate go very well together. Like,
they're different.
Oh, it's a different kind of raspberry chocolate.
No. It's raspberry and it's chocolate. It's two separate cookies.
I was gonna say, like, could you just like take a bite out of bite out of the other, and then like, yeah.
Ooh.
Oh wow.
When I lived in Berkeley, there was a place that made breakfast enchiladas.
Ooh.
And it was eggs and cheese.
Okay.
Labneh Zatar Hamantash. Oh my god.
What?
Ooh, that sounds so good. I want savory Hamantashen.
I'm just hungry in general. I was all set to be like, you know what? Today is that day. We're gonna make whatever was in there already. But if Chavella's is still open after we're done, support local businesses. They apparently have a tres leches French toast that I saw at their brunch, and I was just like, ooh.
I'm looking up Chavella's right now.
So good.
It's closing soon, Karen.
I know. I'll be look. Give me a couple of weeks. Give me a couple of weeks. Great. Yeah.
They don't deliver to me. They can't possibly deliver to me. They're in Brooklyn.
Why does Chavella's? No, they will not. Like, I can walk there. Sometimes I have to.
Yeah, they can't.
Why does Chavella's make you sad, Candace? And yes, I am using your government name. It sounds amazing. It sounds amazing. It's so good. See, look, everyone else loves Chavella's. It's your problem because you live uptown. So.
I mean, this is my problem anyway because I also lived in the Bay Area. Yeah. And before that I lived in Chicago. And there is nothing that... There is good Mexican food in New York, but it is not like I go to a random place and don't have to figure out if it's good.
It is so.
Yeah, it's really hard to find anything that compares to the Mission. I worked basically in the Mission, right near the Castro. Yeah, I've had some You returned a piece of pizza in Berkeley? Where were you? Please tell me where you were.
Mm.
Please tell me where you were.
Sakiara here, yeah? You're here?
No,
Ooh.
where were you that you returned this pizza? Please. What was on it? Tell me. I know pizza. I went to grad school there. Telegraph near campus and Amoeba. Okay. I don't know where you were, but I wouldn't eat. I avoided the like south of campus Telegraph food options a lot of the time because it was just like it was just a slice restaurant. Yeah. So if you're in Berkeley, okay, 2005. I was actually in San Francisco in the summer in 2005, but I didn't live there until like 8 years later. Yeah. Okay. Um, I am a big proponent of cheese board pizza. If you're in Berkeley, it is weird pizza. It is weird hippie ass Berkeley pizza, and you get this green sauce that's spicy and all of that, and it is so fucking good. It is a gourmet cheese and bread shop with a pizza shop attached to it, and it is collectively owned. It is like the most Berkeley fucking thing possible, and it's incredible.
Mm.
Um, I lived I lived in I lived on Holy Hill, so north of campus, for most of my time there, and moved to West Berkeley. So that's cheeseboard that I'm talking about. Cheeseboard pizza. Um,
Now I want pizza too. What is happening?
oh, I have pizza in my Uber Eats cart, and I've been like try because they sent me a 30% off coupon, but I noticed that it expired tomorrow, so I'm gonna order it tomorrow. So I have something to look forward to.
Not.
That's what I'm like right now. I would love the cheese. Did you return pizzas to Zachary's? Interesting. Everybody loves Zachary's, but they're Californians and they don't know good pizza.
Oh.
Mm. Cheeseboard has gluten-free pizza.
I love that this is basically just us discussing food. Which, you know what? Totally down to do. Totally down to do.
I mean, I got pissed off. It was overpriced and sucked. That could be so much crap in Berkeley. Like, there's a lot of good food in the Bay. A lot of good food in the Bay. But there are also a lot of, like, weird places that cater to students. There was a honestly not good, but amazing, shitty ass student pizza place around the corner from my apartment in Berkeley, my grad school apartment, where it was like $9 and you could get unlimited toppings on a personal pizza. And I would
Ooh.
always get like roasted garlic, balsamic glaze, goat cheese. And like it was just like a soggy mess.
Yeah.
But I could go there on my lunch break from work or my dinner break at work because I worked in the grad school library and just get a pizza for less than my hourly wage, which, you know, always a plus.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know if I'd recommend it if you're a grad student and you're a little broke.
These are not my places. I just like to talk about food.
Um, I want to hear about this no knead bread tomorrow because I'm always interested in more gluten-free bread recipes. I finally found the brioche at Trader Joe's, the gluten-free brioche.
Oh.
It's not bad.
I'd be interested in seeing like what I would be interested in tasting it.
I miss having
I feel like
strong opinions about which late night Thai restaurant was the best.
Mm.
Which late night Thai restaurant on Shattuck was better? Blondies! Oh my god. No, Burma Superstar is like so Burma Superstar is yes. It is like hard to get into, gets lines, all of that crap. It's so good.
I want you to know I'm listening to this conversation, but I'm also going to try and order from Chevelle's right now.
Also, yeah, actually, like, the two things that have disappointed me the most about moving back here from the Bay have been lack of easy Mexican food to find. That is, like, that quality, whatever, like mission style Mexican food. And lack of every Thai restaurant putting out, like, a good, flavorful pad Thai.
I love where I live. I really do. But I'm having the hardest time finding like a decent Thai place around here. I sort of sworn that I went to Bed's Thai last time. Charles's Brunch State. I'm sorry.
I had one at this weirdly expensive place in Brooklyn that I can't remember what it's called. That was pretty decent, but like, yeah, it's like I've found good Thai food, but I haven't found as good of a pad Thai as I want. And it's weird because it's such a simple meal, but for whatever reason, people struggle to make it taste good.
So Candace is saying she was promised good food, every food in New York. But I actually think that if you really want to find good food for things, you have to kind of go where people are.
Yeah.
So yes, me looking for Thai food in Bed-Stuy, maybe not the place to go. But if I were looking for Caribbean, I'm good. You know? So if I want Georgian food, I'm probably not gonna go to the Upper West Side, but I could go down to Sheepshead Bay, and I get that. So I think you kind of have to go where the people are. Like if you want to go to Jackson Heights, it may not be mission style, but you can still go to the cart and get what you want.
Right, which is also why like I could go walk east and get some good Mexican food. But if I'm getting like the random taco place closer to my apartment is a fucking crapshoot because I'm in Central Harlem, right? Yes, but that's true. Basic, non-disappointing Thai food is all we're asking.
Where is Kachi Court? Because that sounds. There are some places that do like they do basically well, but you gotta go look. You gotta look.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like when you find your hairdresser and you don't change your hairdresser because they're doing the thing that you need them to do. That's the same thing with your Thai.
Where is this mission style Mexican place? Where? Tell me. I'm vaccinated. I want to go.
Oh, it's gonna be in Brooklyn if she's saying it. Uncle Boone's sister. Where's that? So now we're on two different things. You're trying to find. Oh.
Uncle
All right.
Boone's.
I feel like there's a whole lot of descriptions of things and not a lot of like saying where things are and how I can get them.
Soho. That's in between us.
Soho. All right. I'll go to Soho. I can go to Soho. I'm allowed in Soho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pure Thai Cookhouse, Hell's Kitchen. Yeah. Actually.
Pure Thai is good. Yes.
Oh, Uncle Boone's is closed.
Oh. Yeah. See, told you. Oh.
But Thai Diner around the corner.
Mm.
Oh, I went to last time I was in the Bay, which is really sad that was like almost a year and a half ago. I went to the trippiest fucking Thai restaurant in San Francisco that Sister for Takeout is open. Okay, Thai Diner. Cool. I used to go to Yum Yum Bangkok when I was in high school.
Yeah, they were there near Restaurant Row, right?
Yeah, and they had like 3 different locations, one on Restaurant Row and like all around that area, and they're all gone. But it was like a remarkably affordable meal and good Thai food.
Yeah. I remember them. I enjoy going. I like them.
Yeah.
Okay, so takiera, because I've seen takiera Melia come up like a bunch of times. I'm like, I'm not sure if I should try them. Yeah, all the yum yums are gone.
Yeah, yeah. They have been for a few years. Like, this isn't a pandemic thing.
Yeah. All right. I'm trying to think of where else. There's some places you, like I said, you gotta know where to go. Ugly something on Smith Street. I will try Takira. I wonder if they're open right now. I have food. I have food. People brought me like groceries and stuff. But now I'm just like,
Aaron.
what? Don't judge me. Don't look at me. I'm vaguely ashamed. Vaguely. All right. So what are we talking about next week, Stacey? Next time.
I mean, we probably should talk about Stevie.
Probably. Catch up. We should catch up. But tomorrow is Bring Singles. And it's
Yes.
They're talking about gambling. And I'm excited. I'm just excited. I just want that to be.
It's going to be fun.
It is. I'm not allowed to. We're not allowed to watch.
No.
We're going to be on it. So we're not allowed to watch up until we're supposed to be there.
Oh, we're not allowed to watch before we're on there?
Well, Ashley told me not to watch. She said that the tricks.
No Thai food in Schitt's Creek. I would not want to try whatever the hell they might come up with for Thai food at Cafe Tropical.
Hell no. I mean, if you were trying to lose weight, maybe. You know, you're just like, oh, just a couple days of food poisoning, and I'm just down to my ideal weight right there. But otherwise, hell no. You can watch. Ashley told me not.
I will eat. I will drink the green smoothie of the day 5 times over before I try any fish that they make at that restaurant.
Even Alexis says, like, just like a big piece of fish. I'm like, you don't want that. That joke has gone too far.
When she said with that joke, I was like, I'm worried about you. I'm worried about you, honey.
It's funny, but you're going to die.
Diner fish.
Oh no.
Good band name.
Oh, now I could do fish and chips.
Oh, and the band shirt could be a fish that had the X's and the I's on a roll, and it would be steaming, but it would really be like those poison fumes coming out of it.
Was it just 9:00 here and everybody? No one's really eating. We're just like, what can we eat? We're all grown-ups. This is great. We're all eating at the proper time and taking care of ourselves.
Hashtag diner fish.
Right. So Bring starts at 10. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be good. What happens on Saturday? Trollopsism happens on Saturday, but I think it's not happening this week. Is there anything else this Saturday? Because last week was theater games in it.
No, and trollopsism. No, there's nothing this Saturday. I don't think. We could look at the calendar.
You could, but then why?
I don't think that there is anything until between Bring Singles and our beautiful Let's Talk Pop.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Thanks, Maddie. We should name our meeting.
Thank you. I don't know what's on this, but you know what? You should if
Co-op meeting the stream the series. Oh no.
No. I mean, I could say you should follow us and all the things, but I have a feeling that everybody here does.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. All right. This is good. I'm really hungry now.
This is just for us. Yes. Any chance? Any attempts at a wider audience? We're out the window after 10 minutes.
Exactly. Cheese ball. Done. We're done.
We're done. Fold it in. You just fold it in. Thank you. Fold in your fucking cheese. Good night.